Today we are going to look at Ethereum because BTC so far went sideways. The trades that I gave you last Friday are still valid. I will make sure that the video of last Friday will pop up at the end of this video so you can watch it after this. And I thought it wouldn't be nice to once look at ETH again because we haven't done it in quite some time already. If you like the content, please do me a favor, like, subscribe, click the bell, click on all so you don't miss anything. Leave me a comment, share this video with your friends if you think that's useful. Also feel free to follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Those links are also in the description. Without further ado, let's start diving in. As I said, we're going to look at ETH. This is on the daily and so far we have pumped up approximately 100%. The same for BTC. And we're seeing that the volatility, so the percentage move up and down for ETH are pretty much similar to BTC. That is interesting because during the bull market that volatility of ETH is much higher, and usually when then BTC goes up 1%, we're seeing ETH doing approximately 1.5 to 2%, so almost a factor of 2. And now that is almost the same. Matter of fact, there are also days where ETH is moving percentage wise way less than BTC does, but the volatility might pick up because I have found some interesting stuff. As I said, approximately 100% from the bottom to the high, so that's almost the same as BTC did. And here we are looking at the ETH BTC chart, and this is right now on the 3-day, and I also drawing 4 horizontal lines. We're going to look at it in a second. What actually I found most interesting of what right away caught my eye, and we're really now counting from September 2022, so almost a year, is that we had this initial high and we're just constantly making lower highs, potentially lower high again before we are dumping down. What does that tell you? That tells you that ETH is losing value versus BTC. That could be two things. ETH is going flat, BTC is going higher, or BTC is going down, but ETH is going down harder, or ETH is going down a little bit and BTC is going up a little bit. There are of course a few variations in this. What I found interesting is that when I just start pulling some horizontal support and resistance that you can see in the last almost, 2 years, that ETH is really just trending within this much bigger range, and these 4 horizontal lines are just perfectly support and resistance already for quite a while. And right now we're trading here at the bottom. Would we lose this? Then we're really probably going towards the lows. But right now the support is 0.060 to approximately 0.068. This is not something that I trade actively. This is just interesting data to look at. What is the number one alt doing versus the king of crypto? Now, if we're looking here at ETH on this big daily chart, then I right away need to make a confession. A couple of months ago, I said I find it very, very strange that the bottom for ETH is already in June 2022, but the bottom for BTC was in November 2022, and said no way that the number 1 and 2 of crypto having the bottom so far apart from each other. I find this very, very strange. There was also nothing specific going on here with ETH. There's nothing specific going on with BTC. Why that might be an isolated case that something is at that exact moment of time much more volatile than the other one. That is all not the case. So I find it just very, very strange, and I was really expecting that we would take out these lows again. So far that did not happen. Something else that I also found very interesting if we're talking about trading and support and resistance is that if I would pull a very big volume profile from the beginning here, so that's May 2022 until today, then you can see that we have the point of control at 1560-ish. But if I would now pull this massive volume profile all the way back here until January 2021, guess what? We still have the point of control at 1560. What does that say? That is massive, massive, massive support. That means that the most traded volume all the way back from January 2021 is at 1560. That is the most traded volume. Another interesting fact, and this could really then give us a trade, is that if we would pull the fib retracement, and we're taking it from the high that we put in so far until these two lows. That was then also the low for Bitcoin. Again, it was 9th of November and 22nd of November, that we already wicked into the golden pocket perfectly and then bounced up. That is approximately at 1448 to 1483. I actually like to pull the fib retracement to these lows right here. I have to make a note right away, and that is that these wicks are not everywhere the same, especially this one. It could be different on Binance or on Coinbase. We're now looking at the ETH USDT perpetual, but if you maybe look at ETH USDT spot, then especially this week could be a little bit higher or lower. So what I like to do for now is take this triple low, 1, 2, 3 candles, and say, okay, you know what, that is now our confirmed low. And if I'm then looking at the fib retracement that we just pulled, then the 0.5 comes in exactly on that point of control. And our golden pocket is then around 1400. So if we are going lower in the next couple of weeks or months, that is what I'm looking out for. First, the point of control, 1565-ish, and then eventually to 1400. The only downside that I have with this golden pocket is that this low right here is slightly lower. So actually I would like us to take out this low right here. The low of the wick is 1367. So actually that would be nice. Absolute line in the sand for a big move to the downside is the macro value area low, which also perfectly lines up with the 78.6 of the fib retracement. 1240, that's the line in the sand. If we start breaking 1240 and start closing daily candles underneath that level, it's lights out, game over. We are going to take out these two lows right here. Why? Because there is A, not so much structure, B, you betcha that there are still big long positions open underneath these lows. And like I said, there is just not so much volume. So yeah, once you start breaking that important support 1240 in the value area low, you're probably going to take out all of these lows right here. That could be on just big candles to the downside, and yeah, really no chance to get into a short. That could also be just one massive liquidation candle, and eventually you see that we're also fast going up again, really taking all that liquidity, stopping out here the long orders. If you want to do that, you need to sell. Therefore you trigger an opposite direction, and the same of course goes with the shorts. So yeah, very interesting to see, but if we would make it, I don't know. Because it's still pretty deep, but that will really be on a macro for the next couple of weeks and months, my line in the sand. If we are going higher, there's also a few very interesting things that I'm looking at. I'm just for now going to take out this bigger fib retracement. If we are pulling a fib from the absolute low to the absolute high, then we have a golden pocket here at 1816 to 1835. The problem that I have with this golden pocket is that if you are going higher, you are not taking out all of these highs. And these are, in my dictionary, very bad highs, because everyone could short the price constantly down and is not getting stopped out or getting liquidated with a move to the upside. Therefore, this looks very unhealthy. You could also say, you know what, this is a big FU to the liquidation traders. We are going towards the golden pocket, and then we are leaving all of this liquidity behind. Everyone is thinking we are going higher to take out the liquidity, and then we are going lower, and that then never happens. They again missed a short position, and then we're just waterfalling down. That could actually be a very nice short trade. If that happens, I want to see something like a bearish divergence. I want to see at least some market structure in my favor, so maybe that we are coming up and then eventually losing it. This is then your entry. Something like that I want to see before I am diving in, because there's just no space between the golden pocket and when the whole liquidity fest is starting. You could also say, you know what, I am being careful. I want to see 78.6 or the value area high once we are going up. 78.6 is at 1912, value area high is at 1958. And then we're saying, you know, we're going all the way up, taking all the liquidity, retesting the value area high as resistance, then going down. To be honest, not so likely, because like I just said, ETH is moving together with BTC. Therefore, this needs to pump 90%. Therefore, BTC also most likely needs to pump around 19%. At the current state of the market, I do not really see that happen. So you could also be a little bit more conservative, say, you know what, I'm going to put it on a daily high, for example, and then I will trade it to the downside. Or I'm just going to look at where is some liquidity, and then I will try to enter a short on a very much local level. For example, when we start taking out these highs right here, I will also quickly mark them. That's a little bit better visible for you. So these highs right here, actually we already took them out with this wick, but then let's put them on this wick right here. 1705 in case we are going higher and you're getting an SFP again. That is then your short trigger, and then you can ride it to the downside. Now for a possible long trade, I think you already had your entrance. Yeah, this is actually right now your entry, because as you can see, the price already touched the golden pocket. Maybe we will revisit again. That could be then a second entry, or maybe we take out this low as an SFP, or maybe we are spending some time at 78.6 and then go higher. But yeah, if ETH wants to go higher, then it kind of needs to happen pretty fast, if else we're just going to waterfall down. These are my outlooks and trades, at least for a very macro perspective. I think we are still gonna go down more. I am keeping an eye here on the ETH versus BTC chart. Once this is starting to break, so once this chart right here is going to make a higher high, higher than the previous one, or maybe we're making again a lower high and then we are breaking it, that is the first moment where ETH is gaining strength versus BTC. That's then also the first moment where we probably are going to see higher volatility on ETH and a bigger move to the upside. For now, it is just grinding together or slower with BTC, and we're probably going to grind lower from here, just pure in dollars. If you like the content, guys, then please do me a favor, like, subscribe, click on the bell, click on all so you don't miss anything. Leave me a comment, share the video with your friends if you think that's useful. Also feel free to follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Those links are also in the description. Without further ado, see you in the next one. Bye bye.